Welcome to House Nerds. I'm Jennifer Morris.
And I'm David Lawson.
Hey, David, it's been a minute.
Yes, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Man, it has been a whirlwind and a half. I thought for sure we were going to have a break over Christmas, but we just kind of zoomed right into New Year. What about
Yeah,
y'all?
we're only a few days into the new year and things continue to move forward.
Yes, they do. The market is still as volatile as ever. I know we're going to talk a little bit about that, but the good news is people are buying.
Yeah.
I thought for sure the market would slow, but I got more applications the week before Christmas than I had the previous 2 weeks before that.
Now, what do you attribute that to?
Honestly, I think people are coming to the end of the year, recognizing what they made. They've been saving. I think they've
Okay.
been holding out, waiting, worried about the market, and now they're realizing with their tax refund or whatnot, they're ready to make the leap into home ownership. I did a big home ownership workshop last night, hence my bags under my eyes, but good bags. And it was just awesome to be able to be with people, to share the home buying experience, the process, all that goes into it, and seeing people engaged and excited about the new year.
Now we're seeing some normalization in the prices, right?
Yeah, so values are not going to shift a whole lot. Obviously, in the last couple of years, values were going through the roof because everybody was buying. Now they're normalizing. So where the values are at, for the most part, there are some markets where values are going to drop a little bit. But for the most part, we're going to see us back to the normal trend of the values increasing a steady general 2 to 3% over an annual period. And if there is normalization in the sales prices in your area, chances are those prices were based upon the previous market and they were left over and or just kind of hit that weird funky time period where we were in the in-betweens. So then realtors are adjusting those prices down to accurate value.
Good. Right. And what we're not seeing right now is that crazy seller's market where they could sell anything without repairs and with over asking price, right? So buyers now have a little bit more negotiating power. They can make sure that the repairs are done and things are coming in probably a little closer to asking.
Yeah, they actually are getting their offers looked at. What a
Right.
thought. So yeah, they're getting their offers looked at
The houses
oftentimes.
aren't disappearing in hours, so buyers actually can
Right.
find something, right?
Yeah, we're seeing houses sit for a little bit longer. So we're back into a buyer's market, which is so great because now you can go to the table with an appropriate offer, requesting seller concessions for the seller to be paying some or all of your closing costs, and or even helping to buy down your interest rate, which people are talking about how high the interest rates are, and they are high. I'm not gonna lie, they are higher than
Well, they're only
we've been
high
used to.
compared to what they
What
were a
we've been
couple
used
years
to.
ago, right? I mean, a few years
That's right.
ago, I mean, these interest rates are still amazing.
Yeah, they're still really good. And when you look at it, what I do with my clients is I actually take them through the process of here's what a 3.5 looks like. Here's what a 4.5 looks like on a monthly basis. Now, over the trajectory of the loan, obviously, it's a lot of interest, but most people do not stay in their homes for more than 5 to 8 years, is what the data shows.
Okay. Well, I just remember years ago, we were so excited to refinance down to 5 or 5.5%, right? And we thought that was such a great deal at the time. So it's
Mhm.
still a great time the cost of money is still pretty low. Um, One of the things that, as we were talking, and I learned about in terms of credit rating, right, and how to use the markets to your advantage to get better credit rating. One of the things that was interesting is like, unless you've got a car payment or unless you've got a house payment, your credit score isn't actually going to continue to go up. You got to actually use credit to get credit. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, there's a fantastic program, Financial Peace University, that is
Yes.
amazing. And I love that program. There's a
It has
lot
helped
that
so many people that I know.
yes, and it works. It works if you work it. Now, there is one component that I know you and I talked about that is kind of puts you on the struggle bus when it comes to home ownership, and that's not using credit. Now, I really believe that you have to have the character to contain wealth, right? So you have to have the ability to be able to financially manage your money well. And that's what that Financial Peace University really helps you understand. Now, using your credit, you and Rebecca are amazing at that. You really have
We
figured out the
we
system.
work the system, right? But we
Yes,
don't spend what we don't have. But
that's right.
we use credit for everything to keep our credit score up. And frankly, we take family vacations from our credit card points.
That's right. You guys are using those points like crazy for gift cards, reimbursing yourself for gift cards, getting yourself trips. A lot of times you're able to use those points to gift trips too, which is such a blessing. That whole idea of, you know, managing your money so you can be a blessing to someone else is such a great life vision. And I know that you guys have done well by that.
But that has helped us when needing to apply for loans or credit or anything else, to be approved right away.
Yeah, so the magic sweet spot for credit, you want to take the credit allowance that you've been approved for, and you only want to use 20, well, you can use as much as you want, but you want to always pay it down every month to about 20% and leave a balance of about 20% of that allowed credit on the account and then pay off the rest. That is the golden number.
Well, what's the maximum debt to income ratio? I know we talked about this in the past, but what's the sweet spot for that? Where is the tipping point where it the credit kind of works against you in debt to income?
So it varies for each product. So government loans, USDA, FHA are typically 41, 42%.
Seems
So
like a
that's
lot.
it is a lot, but remember, debt to income also takes into consideration if you're paying rent that's not
Okay,
necessarily on your credit, we take that into consideration as well as your housing allowance. So
great.
there's a lot of things that go into debt to income ratio, but more so it's just important that you're not carrying a ton of debt. The reality is if you're not overspending and you're paying stuff on time, you're probably in a good position, making sure that your income is appropriate for the debt that you're carrying.
And where do you want to see people's credit scores in this new year? If they come to you to buy a house, where's kind of a good starting place, or where's the tipping point once again to be concerned?
Yeah, so I'm a wholesale loan officer. So our opportunities to get people approved is a little different than a traditional lender.
Great.
We are able to approve lower credit scores, even down to 520. I don't
Okay.
recommend it. I
Right.
don't recommend it. Number one, your interest rate is going to be higher. Number two, the reality is it's a bumpier process. The harder the process really is linked to the level of credit that you have. There's a lot more documentation required. There's a lot of letter of explanations for various credit issues. And so there's a lot that goes into managing a file like that. However, we can do it and we can get it through. There's a lot of programs for down payment assistance. There's also the ability to apply for some government grants. And
Okay.
that's for an FHA program, which is great. But typically, you're asking me the sweet spot. I'd say 670, 680.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
really anything above
So
that is gravy.
if renters, or somebody perhaps in a house that's too small and they've got a credit score above 680 in the 700s even, and their debt to income is low, 2023 is going to be a great year to
Yes.
upsize or to start investing in property.
Listen, property is always going to be your strongest investment. That's just the reality. It's over the lifespan of your life, property is a great investment. It doesn't devalue. In general,
You got to
you're
take care
going
of
to
it,
make, if you take care of it,
right?
right.
But generally, yes, it's an
Generally,
appreciating asset.
you're going to see a 3% return on your investment when it comes to properties or land or
Cool.
things like that. So it's still a great place to invest. Now, if you're renting, don't pay someone else's mortgage. You can
Right.
go and get qualified, or call me. I'll help you get on a path to get there. Even if you're not in Tennessee or Georgia, I've got national partners across the nation, brokers, wholesale brokers, and I would
Cool.
love to work with you, get you ready for it, and then launch you to them to actually get into a home loan.
Cool. Well,
Yeah.
2023 is going to be a great year for home ownership, for renovations, for new builds. I see construction still going strong here in Texas. So can't wait to talk about that in future weeks. And um, just really great seeing you again, Jen. And hope you guys can join us again.
Yes. Thanks for tuning in and God bless. Have a great day.
Bye.
Bye.